The flight is over. It has arrived on our planet. Let's go down. I got excited. Imagine what this planet would be like. I think this planet is so technologically advanced. It must be very busy. People must be coming and going on the street. It was really lively. People must be wearing very fashionable clothes. Even bizarre. The building must be very beautiful. Tall style. All kinds of weird cars are running. It could also be cars flying in the air. This planet. Is there any big leader to greet us? Or a mass welcome party or something? We didn't get off the ship. I just feel my body float. We left the ship. The scene in front of you has changed. However, there was no welcoming crowd in front of me. No busy streets. I just saw a lot of flying saucers of different sizes. Park on the shelf. There is a flying saucer. There are a few robots surrounding. This flying saucer. Maybe it's the flying saucer we just took. I think this is the UFO warehouse. I'm watching up close now. The flying saucer we were in just now. Apparently a metal shell. Leaden. There is no connection gap at all. There are no windows or holes on the outside. You can't see the bulging lights. But how is it able to shoot light out? That's when I saw a UFO just taking off. Suddenly jumps into the air during takeoff. It's about a meter above the ground. High left, low right. High right, low left, swing a few times. Then it rotates counterclockwise. After a few seconds, suddenly disappeared. At this point in my brain, the veil disappears. As clear as normal. The human spirit is also improved. I looked up and looked carefully. This flying saucer warehouse. It's enormous. Can't see the end at a glance. It's very tall. There are dozens of buildings. There are many layers of flying saucers on the high shelf. Different sizes. It's a big difference. I stood on the ground and thought to myself, such a big warehouse. So much space. What materials are their walls and roofs made of? These materials may not be available on Earth. Because the house is too big. The span is estimated to be dozens of kilometers long. There is no pillar in the middle. It was incredible. And I'm standing on the ground. I feel that my body is much heavier than on Earth. It's hard to move around. I think the attractive force of this planet is certainly stronger than ours. This requires the roofing material to be stronger. I look at the roof. Imagine such a large span. Their warehouse. What special material is it made of? The roof of the warehouse is too high. I can't see clearly. And I walked up to the wall of the warehouse. Watch carefully. I found that the warehouse walls are soft and delicate yellow. Very delicate. Flawless. I was puzzled. Is it necessary for a wall to be so elegant? I took a closer look. Discover. The walls are like the bodies of those robots on the spaceship. Like a combination of countless delicate little things. Shaking slightly. This shaking is not regular as a whole. It gives people a sense of disturbance. I touched the wall with my hand again. I found that the walls were empty. My hand seems to be blocked by an invisible force. The more I reach in, the more I reach out. The more resistance there is. This resistance, it's like two positive to positive magnets colliding. And mutually exclusive. But I feel that this repulsive force is very powerful. Generally, magnets do not have such great force. This wall should be made of nothingness, right? I asked in my heart. Right. This is a kind of virtual architecture produced by the human factory. Artificial field generator. It generates two fields. A plane symmetry. Inflation field. Contrary to the attractive force field on your planet. Centered on a plane. You can push everything out. The middle part of the plane is called the light solidification field. It can draw light from the outside world. It solidifies within a certain spatial range. The yellow light you see. This is the photocoagulation field. I just chose solidified yellow. Abandoned other colors. We can also choose solidification blue, red, green, and other colors. It's just according to the designer's preference. This light is collected from the surrounding environment. If it is at night, the amount of light collected is small. The walls you see are dimmer. That mysterious standard male voice. It came to my mind again. This time, it's not in my ear. The voice continues to tell me that you are smart. Recognize that walls and roofs are virtual. It's just a form of energy. If you press the factory switch, walls and roofs will disappear immediately. If you are accidentally hit by an object, these virtual walls and roofs can also withstand resistance. Its strength, far higher than the actual walls and roofs. But there's a limit. If the speed and force of the impact, beyond a certain limit, objects can still crash in. Damage to objects inside the virtual house. It also depends on the strength of our design. Obviously, the level of intensity is proportional to the energy. You shouldn't be surprised by that. Because of our planet. It's actually a highly virtualized planet. I didn't expect it. Set foot on this planet. Encounter the first incredible thing. It turned out to be a virtual wall. Is your planet in the Milky Way? How far is it from our Earth? I asked in my heart. That standard voice. This time, he didn't answer me. Where is this sound coming from? From my old house all the way here. This voice keeps talking in my ear. Sometimes it doesn't seem to be the sound. It was an idea. And it sort of came to me automatically. It's not what the ears hear. Right? They put a translator on me. But whose words were translated? Who is talking to me? Who is telling me? Or is there another me? The standard voice went silent. Still doesn't answer me. Who are you? I can't see you. How can you always follow me? I asked in my heart. This time, there it is again. I am the intelligence system of the SHOT 300 Spacecraft Information Service. It can provide you with 2 voice services remotely. One is the screenshot technology that we use. Directly input language signals into your brain. The other way is to bring sound into your ears. Is that the same voice you heard in my house? I asked in my heart. Yes, the Kutu 300 spacecraft was over your house at that time. We provide you with language information services. Although you have set foot on our planet now, but you are still very close to the Kutu 300 spacecraft. It's still inside the ship. We are providing you with language information services. There are 2 networks on this planet. One is the Global Public Movement Network. Can make objects. People move around the world at the speed of light. One is the Global Public Information Network. Can be globally. Provide information services for everyone. As long as you get out of this UFO warehouse. The system for driving the 300 spacecraft. We will no longer provide you with information services. The Global Public Information Network will replace me. The Global Public Information Network is powerful. As long as you are on our planet, we can provide you with at least 4 information services. One way is to take screenshots. Transmit audio information directly to you. The brain, one is using screenshots. 3-dimensional image information. Directly to your brain. One is factory scanning. Transmit sound into your ears. One is factory scanning. Remote manufacturing of 3D virtual images. Appear in front of your eyes. It can also be remote. It's contactlessly reading conscious information from your brain. All of this is remote, contactless delivery. And then I realized something. Their global public information network. That's the equivalent of the internet we have today. The difference is their global public information network. They can transmit information over long distances through space. Every one of them have direct access to the global public information network. So they are on their planet, can always, and the global information network. The global movement network is constantly connected. So they don't need to learn a lot of knowledge. When you need to know, directly accessing the global information web search through the brain. This, and we are now checking the information online. It's the same. Especially some rote knowledge. They don't need to learn at all. To some extent. All of them around the world. The brain can share certain information. They don't have teachers. There are no schools or anything like that. For some flexible creative knowledge, they use what's called screenshots. It's factory scanning. Scanning the brain in a non-contact way to transmit information. The recipient is lying in bed. Woke up with a lot of knowledge. They also use this method. Store many of your memories outside of your body. Their screenshot technology can also play virtual tours. Sleep in bed, close your eyes, watch movies, play games. Communicate with distant friends. They can even sleep in bed. Through screenshot technology and remote, Fang's opposite-sex friends play virtual sex.